The maritime industry is the lifeblood of the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Each year, thousands of ships coast through our waters, supplying our communities with hundreds of millions of dollars of goods, while keeping us connected to the flow of global trade. The maritime industry also greatly supports our tourism sector by bringing over 25 million travelers to our shores annually. It is imperative, therefore, that we make investments in maritime to maintain our global competitiveness as a region. And as we all know, no investment is more critical to the future of our economies and our nations than an investment in our people. Through the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation, students from across the region are afforded vital scholarships to help them pursue careers in this growing industry. The beneficiaries of the work of the foundation are Jamaica's Caribbean Maritime University, the LJM Maritime Academy in the Bahamas, and the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Each year, these institutions and their students depend on funding for scholarships, equipment, facilities, and infrastructure to help maritime students get their start. Scholarships and grants give opportunities to students who would have never been able to pursue these careers, and the success stories speak for themselves. Major industry participants have heard the call.
We bring millions upon millions of tourists to the Caribbean every single year, and those millions of tourists, they expect to have a Caribbean experience. They go on multiple tours, they eat in restaurants, they ride in taxis, they participate in all kinds of experiences across all of the Caribbean destinations, and that within itself is a major employer of people within the different islands. And then, of course, our shipboard. We have over 70,000 shipboard employees, and we hire actively from all of the Caribbean countries. And in fact, from the very beginning of the formation of Royal Caribbean, we've always had Caribbean crew, and we want to continue down that path. I would say the one thing that's changed is we're very focused now with the Maritime University on getting cadets to come from that foundation and to come into work on our ships to become captains of the future with Royal Caribbean, and that's something that I'm personally very excited about and very supportive of.
One of the most concrete ways that we have supported the Bahamas and the Caribbean is by hiring locals. We want to immerse our guests into the destinations that we go to from the moment they board our vessels. So today, among the 30,000 or so crew members we have on board our 28 vessels, about 1,400 come from the Bahamas and the Caribbean. And I'm so happy to see that many of them have risen through the ranks over the years, where they're now executive general managers, and they're food and beverage directors, and they're housekeeping directors. And so we offer not just a job, but an opportunity for a real career path, because many of these men and women who have been with us all these years have been with us 10, 20, 30 years. So we're happy to do more of that. We want to do more of that, especially now with coming off of the pandemic. We need each other more than ever. There's been a great economic loss to both of us, and this is when partners really show their true colors.
You know, at Tropical, we look to three areas that have been the reason for our success. One is our uniquely designed ships. The second one is our customers. But the third, and the glue that holds those two things together, is our people and the service that we're able to provide for our customers. One of our core values in the word tropical is the letter P, and that's people. So we work hard to give people opportunities to learn. And one of the areas that both Tropical and all of the Saltchuk group of companies focus on with our giving is education. We provide scholarships and we provide educational opportunities so that people can grow and increase their earnings and become better citizens for their local community by expanding their knowledge. Our people are really important to us, as I said earlier, but educating those people is the key to Tropical continuing to operate in the Bahamas and the Caribbean and continuing to do better. Let's face it, the cost of a college education is not cheap these days, no matter where you go to school. It's expensive, and families need help to be able to get these kids into school and get them educated and get them into a better productive job than they might have otherwise.
You know, an important aspect also is that people have an opportunity, and sometimes that opportunity doesn't exist without support from others. And scholarships is how that works. And the scholarships that we can reach out and touch people who on their own may have been a perfect candidate, but didn't have the resources to get the education and the training, that our support through the foundations and through the support is what really helps them get their foot up and climb that ladder quicker. And I think it works for everyone in the communities. And we just want to make sure people are aware that these scholarships exist and that there are companies like MSC and the rest of the cruise sector at large that want to really make this work, because it helps us in the end too. And it's a wonderful thing to see this work and to see kids graduate and get jobs. And that's what we've seen, and I think that's what you're going to see going forward. You know, you have to look beyond just a contribution. It really requires an emotional attachment. People need to see and feel what it is that is there. They need to have an emotional attachment, so they will become very aware that their support is critical. It's not just a donation. It's an emotional attachment that requires people to look beyond just the money.
My story started back in 1987. I graduated high school back in Freeport, Bahamas, Hawksville High. I later, in 1988, received a scholarship to Howard University for track and field. While at Howard University, I studied mechanical engineering, and I graduated in 1995. In 1996, I was recruited by Hutchison Port Holdings to become a terminal planner at Freeport Container Port in Freeport, Bahamas. I'm truly blessed for the opportunities that I was given, that I'm experiencing. But all of that prepared me for this opportunity here at Port Everglades, the Director of Operations. Reflecting back to the opportunity with the scholarship I got in 1988, I realized that was the greatest opportunity that opened the door for me to be where I'm at today, gave me the opportunities that I have today. Kids should not look at themselves and their environment and use that as an excuse. You have opportunities around you. It's just up to you to go and get it. And if I can go and get it, I know you can also. So keeping your nose clean, working hard, and focusing on your future, there is a scholarship out there for you, and you can achieve it.
Join the companies and individuals who have heard the call. Support the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation and help transform communities and lives across the region.
On behalf of the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation, I wish to offer our sincere thank you to those of you that have been supporting the ACMF. Your support and contributions go a long way in helping Bahamians and Caribbean nationals succeed in great ways within maritime. You would have heard very powerful testimonies from Rick Sasso, Michael Bayley, Frank Del Rio, and Jeff Fiser, speaking of why they feel very passionately that supporting the ACMF goes a long way in not only helping their companies, but helping countries throughout the Bahamas and Caribbean. If this is new to you, I ask that you please research the ACMF, learn about what the wonderful things it's doing, and please try to support. We need your support. It does help the region. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.